Hello, and welcome to the second video in this series for your Info 200 Information Literacy requirement. This video will outline tips for basic searching in the MLIS-specific database, Library and Information Science Source. To get started, we'll navigate to the actual database itself. You'll see here that I'm on the home page for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Library at San Jose State. I'll start by clicking on Articles and Databases. From here, I can decide to choose the specific subject area I'm looking at. In this particular case, we're in Library and Information Science. And you'll see that Library and Information Science Source is highlighted here in yellow as one of my best bets. Alternative name for this database, you may also hear it referred to as LISS. I'll go ahead and open that up in a new tab. I'll need to provide my San Jose State email address and password in order to access this database, since it's a resource that San Jose State University pays to subscribe to. So as a student, I receive access. I'll go ahead and log in here, which may take just a moment, and we'll be on our way. If you're viewing this video, it's likely that you're in the Information 200 or Information Communities class, and you're working on your first graduate writing assignment, which is the research paper, where you decide on an information community that's interesting to you and create a research paper based on that. So here we go. You'll notice here when I click into the database for the first time, it defaults to the advanced search. We'll get here in a future video, but first I just want to introduce you to the database and highlight some basic searching tips and tricks. So if I click here on basic search, you'll notice here that I can enter words to find books, journals, and more. I can use this database to search by keyword, maybe something like information communities, a specific name of a journal, or an author that I'm looking for. This search options here can be toggled on and off. I'll turn it off in just a moment, but I first just want to highlight here some of the options that you can include when you are doing a search or query. So some of these are Boolean, which are and or operators. You can find all or any of my search terms, or you can use something called smart text searching. If you're not sure what that is, just click on this hint here, and you can go ahead and get some more information. I can also choose to search within the full text articles or create some limiters here. Like we talked a little bit about scholarly or peer-reviewed journals in the last video. If I want to limit my search to turn up only those types of journal articles, I can click that here. Or some professors prefer that you have dates, journals that were published within a certain time period. A class that I had taken recently said, we prefer journal articles within the last 3 years. So maybe I want to say published only from December 2017 or forward. These are just examples. You can also select certain publication types like academic journal, book, etc. Or if I'm looking for things like images, I can include some of these checkboxes here. Again, there's a lot of different options on here. If you ever want to reset all of them, just go ahead and click reset up top. And if you want to set up some time to review any of this in more detail, please feel free to send me an email. Make sure you have my contact information at the end of this session. All right, let's get started. So one topic that you might want to search for if you're thinking about deciding which information community is of interest to you is starting more general and narrowing it down from there. So I might type in something like health information seeking, just to see what academic research exists on that topic. I'll go ahead and hit search. And before we take a look at the results, just want to spend a moment orienting you to this search results page. You'll see again on the left-hand side, and I can include some limiters. I can narrow the publication date, source types, etc. And then I also want to point out this subject field on the left-hand side. Sometimes when we search for something, you may see that the scholars or other people refer to that using different but related terms. So I mentioned health information seeking. Could also maybe fall under information seeking behavior, which is a much broader term, or something like health literacy. So if you want to click into this and see how your results differ, feel free to do that. I can also go ahead and decide which publications I'd like to include, publisher or language. You'll see that there's one article that's written in Japanese that might be interesting. So here we are, taking a look at our search results. One thing just to call out is the number of results that you have. If you're really getting stuck at the beginning of your research project and you're wondering if it might be worth broadening your topic, again, that's something that a librarian can help with. But if you'd like, you can go ahead and sort these, again, by relevance, date, source, or author. And you can decide how many results you'd like to see per page, as well as the thumbnail of that as well. If I want to remember exactly what this list of search results looks like and refer back to it at a later date, I can send a link or email these results to myself. I also want to point out a neat option here that I can set up an email alert or use an RSS feed when a new item has been added to this particular search query. This is particularly of interest if you're working on something that's more contemporary in nature, studying something that is happening recently or kind of as close to real time as possible. Of course, academic journal articles do take time to be published, but if you're working on a long-term project and you want to know if anything new is published, these alerts are a great way to go. Okay, great. So let's scroll down and just take a look at some of the journal articles that we have here. Seniors and Mobiles, Urban Internet Myths and Realities, Lay People's Source Selection, and Online Health Information Seeking Process. That might be interesting to me. I'll continue to scroll down. And this might be something that's really interesting to me. I know in Info 200, you may study different types of information communities, and people in different age groups may behave differently online. So if I'm specifically interested in maybe the health information seeking behavior of older adults, I may want to look at this article. So you'll see here, I can see the name of the author, the journal that it's written in. Ooh, this is actually a quite recently published article, just came out in November 2020. Some more information here. The related subjects that are part of this journal article, or the subjects attributed to it, are also really interesting for me to note. So if I find an article that's really useful and I want to take a look at some similar subject terms, I might want to refer back to this information. So this Find It button here, if I click on it, it'll actually show me that San Jose State allows me to read the full text of that article. So you'll see here, again, I need to sign in for more options. I need to be either a San Jose State student or have a San Jose State library card. But as soon as I log in, you'll see that I'm logged in since I have my name in this upper right-hand corner. You'll see, oh, maybe this full text isn't available. So I can request this through Interlibrary Loan, which is a service that's available to you as a student, or I can maybe search Google Scholar for this item. So again, since this is not something that's available at the library, I may want to bookmark this tab or come back to it to request it from another library. I'll go back to my search and keep on moving. I'd love to find an article that I can see the full text of, so I can show you exactly what that looks like. This might be interesting. Information access and use by patients with cancer and their friends and family. You'll see here that this is available in HTML full text. If I go ahead and click here, I'll be able to see the entire article. So this is neat. It's in HTML, so I can go ahead and click into these specific parts of the article. In the advanced searching tips video, I'll go through exactly kind of how an academic journal article is structured. But in order for me to understand if this is something that I might want to read the full article rather than just skimming, I might just take a look at this background here. So I'll just go ahead and read through it. The aim of this study is to generate a grounded theory capable of guiding the development of interventions designed to assist those living with cancer in meeting their informational needs. So if this is something that's interesting to me as I take a look at articles and I think I might want to learn more about information seeking by folks with cancer or their friends and family, I can go ahead and either add this to a folder or email it to myself to read for later. These are just a couple of ways you can navigate just that general search page in order to find information that you're looking for.